Hi everybody, I'm Coopersburg and today I'm gonna review the Profits episode talking about Coopersburg Sport. As a little bit of introduction, the Coopersburg company was founded in 1991 and originally it was called Coopersburg and Work. But the business was doing that great, so that's why the son, the actual owner of the company, Scott Pino, switched the name to Coopersburg Sport. In fact, he got licensed from the Major League Baseball to sell gadgets and merchandise all over the American park and stadiums of baseball. Uh, the things lately are not going that well, so that's why the actually kids of Scott's, Jakey and Ben, they are actually working in the company called Marcus Demonis to help them to save the company. Marcus came there and he noticed that there is an improper strategic vision because the process was chaotic. There's no tracking inventory. There's no order tracking system. There, actually, if you want to look for something for every kind of material, you have to basically walk in every room like a mouse is walking for the cheese. So it wasn't that good. But Marcus actually saw like great potential and business opportunities because like the sports world is very particular in America. It sells a lot, brings a lot of revenue and profit. So that's why he want to invest in this company. But he noticed that there's a major problem apart from the chaotic process and the improper strategic vision. There is this product is a seasonal product. In fact, when there is the off season in the baseball league, there is off season as well for this product. So they need to come up with new products and new prototypes and new innovative things to like keep running the business. They were talking about people. There is Scott, the owner, as I said before, who is stubborn because lately the things are not going that good. Also because there is a major competitor called Louisville Slugger who is selling the same things at the same market at the same league, the baseball. That's why their business was cut in half. Before they were reaching $4 million as a revenue every year. Right now they are reaching 2.2 million of dollars as a revenue every year. So basically their business was cut in half. And but the owner is stubborn. Instead of coming up with new products for eliminating the seasonality, he wants to beat the major competitor. He doesn't care about the inventory. He doesn't care about the process. He doesn't care about the strategic vision. The only thing that he wants is beating the major competitor. Given that it's not a sports in competition and it's business, is a very bad thing. Marcus told him he needs to change his mind. So we can affirm that the major problem is Scott, the owner. As I showed in this graph, the people that are doing bad is Scott, as I said right now, and actually who's doing good? There are the son, Ben, the daughter, Jakey, and the wife, Wendy. Actually, the son, Ben, is the plant manager in this company, and he's helping his dad to do like all that kind of job. He's actually a factotum of the company. He's trying to keep tracking of the inventory. He tries to keep tracking of every orders. He's trying to set every workers to their place. But it's only one person with all that kind of job is a little bit confusing. There is someone or something that needs to keep tracking of the thing, or the things are not gonna go better in the future. Actually, the daughter, Jakey, is the licensing coordinator, and he's keep tracking of the accounting of the books, but he's a little bit overwhelming because there's no correct number, there's the lacking of materials, there are new orders, but without the ordering system, it's almost impossible. And then there is the wife, Wendy, who's not in the business, but he keep the heads up of Scott that sometimes he's disappointed about his major competitors. So she's trying to like switch his mind in the good way to do business. So I put her in the good people. Talking a little bit about the projects, the process. Sorry, this company is surviving thanks to the baseball. In fact, he's selling into the park. His product is selling into the stadiums and online. Nothing else. That's why they need to come up with new products to eliminate the seasonality, as I said before. As I said before as well, there is no inventory tracking system. There is no order tracking system. There is an inefficient production facility and the concept of the system. There is the old production system and the lack of business management program, as I said before, because there is the lack of materials, there is the lack of boxes, all the product and materials are all over the place, mixed, confusing. It's all chaotic. But the product it was doing, at least before the competitor, pretty good. And but there is one main problem as well. There is the waste of money and the material, because actually Scott, the owner, decided to paint the mini bath in the house. But it's of course, if you're painting the things in the house, you need to have ventilation in the business in the building, and they don't, so the air is toxic. And Marcus noticed that as soon as they get in. And then there is every time you paint something, the machines are not perfect and the people are not perfect most of all. So there is a waste of materials, and this waste of materials, Marcus calculated, it's $12,000 every year, and it's not a few money, So you need to come up with something, and so Marcus decided to try to paint them out of the company and to get at least more money to save it. The economy situation before the deal was that the company had $700,000 as debts. It was $285 as payables, because not having any system to track the orders and everything at the bank account, this card didn't even know like when to pay or how much are the payables, so that's a big problem. And as I said before, their business was cut in half from 4 million every year to 2.2 million of dollars every year. But they have only 40,000 as working capital. So they can survive only with 40,000 as working capital and with 700,000 as debts. They need to come up with something. And so Marcus still seeing something like very good in this company. He loves the sport, and in my opinion, he wants to like get a company or get a business in the sport as well. So he offered $630,000 for build out a new facility, new inventory system, and pay off all the payables. And plus, Marcos will own 30% of the total equity, and Marcos will also have a 3% royalty on every product. And that means that for every product the Coopersburg Sports is gonna sell, Marcos will earn a 3%. I mean, in my opinion, it's fantastic, because it's motivate both of the parts to get more money, to sell more products. That means they're gonna get more money. So it's perfect in my opinion. And as soon as they made the deal, Marcus suggested these solutions to the owner's Scots and to all the employees. They need to totally overhaul the process. They need to keep tracking of the inventory, so they need new machine, new system. They need product innovation. They need an accounting system in place to like know when and how much to pay the payables, and get more deals with other companies and not only with the Major League Baseball. So after the deal, the first thing to do is setting up the process, is fixing the process. In fact, Marcus brought the family, the Pino family, to a new warehouse, and actually they made a deal. They rent the warehouse for 5 years, first 9 months for free, and they spend $80,000 every year. But it's more expensive than the old one. But with this one, they improve the process and they improve the sales. In fact, as we can see in this graph, there is right here, there is the old facility was a little bit smaller and was selling average one order every day, because the things were confusing. They couldn't find materials, they couldn't find order. The new facility is a little bit bigger, but they could sell 10 orders instead of one every day. That means that the rent is a little bit expensive. So as we can see is 80, 100, 80,000 dollars every year. But the gross profit is going to bring them ahead in the market. They're going to give like even 10 times the revenue as before. So it means they earn more money in relationship with the product sale. So, and after the year, they came up with new products. In fact, Marcus brought the company to the Weaver woodworkers, so the first supplier of the company. And actually Marcus wanted to show them that they can actually like develop their products easily just looking at the wood parts. In fact, as soon as Marcus went there, he noticed like four bigger bats, respect of the mini bat that they were selling before, and he came up with this idea. If you have actually four beds and one hardtop, you can get a stool, and with the price of $48 for all four beds, $20 for the hardtop, so total cost is $68. You can easily customize and sell one stool and sell it for $200. So it means that the profit is more than 100%, and it's incredible for the business. And you can do it with stools, you can do it with kitchen furnitures, you can do it with a lot of things because it's like wood. You can create food items and customize it. Actually, customize it impressed a lot Marcos because customize means higher profit, higher revenue. People like the original things. If you can customize everything, it will be perfect. And so they already have in the house the printer to customize the bath. The question is if they can change it to customize every product that they want. And in the end, they could do it. So it was perfect for them. Updates on the business. Actually, Marcus came back to Pennsylvania to the Coopersburg sport 3 weeks later, and he was impressed because he saw that Pino family came up with 15 new prototypes of new products to eliminate the seasonality. The new facility coupled with the new accounts, and Marcus decided to take the family to his friend Johnny Moore, and actually is the market director of the Basper shops. But to actually show to the Pino family that given that it's a Basper shop, he can sell like every kind of material. So they basically have to do the same. They have to follow the example. They went to the buyers of the Basper shop and they present their new products and new prototypes. The Basper shop buyers were impressed about the new technology to customize the Coopersburg Sports could provide and to the kitchen furniture. So they made a deal, and Marcus said it's the first deal of many because you understood now how to make business. You understood now how to sell the products. And actually, Scott, the owner, was impressed that his two kids, Jackie and Ben, could handle the business relationship with the customers and could handle the sale of the product. So he was actually impressed and happy. Actually, I want to conclude talking about the business today. And in fact, the Coopersburg Sports have a new subdivision called Coopersburg Products LLC to present the new product lines and everything. And they also have the NFL, the NCAA, and the ASCAR coming on board soon because they are getting the license to sell not only in the baseball world but also in the three new worlds. So thanks to Marcos, the Coopersburg Sport is still open and running his business pretty good. Thank you for your attention.